Right, welcome ladies and gents. This will be my review of Smile, and what an absolute gem of a film this was. We follow our star, Sosie Ruth Bacon, who is our sort of point of view character. She's a doctor, presumably psychiatrist, psychologist, and we follow her down this winding path. And you've seen the trailer, you've seen the majority of the movie, but not, because boy, are there some twists and turns. But you know her role. She's a psychologist working in a hospital, and an entity starts to materialise itself to her. It also stars Jesse T. Usher, A-Train in The Boys. Good to see him branching out and doing other things now, so that was really, really good. And special mentions of Kyle Gallner, who plays Rose's ex-partner, so Sosie. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. We're like a minute in, and I cannot recommend this film enough. It was absolutely stellar. Directed by Parker Finn. This film was absolutely outstanding for an original horror. Okay? Not what I was expecting. I didn't go there expecting this to be a good film. I didn't go there expecting it to be bad either, mind you. And there were some moments where I was genuinely like, what are they trying to do here? Are they trying to emulate something? And I kind of got this vibe that they were not trying to emulate things, but how it was shot and certain sort of frame tags and things like that, it appeared to be a slight homage, I guess, to sort of 70s and 80s horror. Not massively, but a slight. You could sort of see it. You know, drone shots upside down, flipping around. It was very sort of 70s, 80s horror. But the standout part of this film is just that sound design. That sound design, paired with the editing choices, was absolutely fantastic. Now, from a technical perspective, this film is really good. Really, really good. Sound design, sound mixing, and the editing is so perfectly timed, you will jump out of your seat. I think you will genuinely feel nervous, uneasy, displaced. It's an eerie film. Now, it's not out and out terrifying. This film, I guess we could liken it to It Follows in a certain degree. So this entity latches itself on to our main character and begins to materialise itself more and more, leading to, well, whoever it attaches itself to, it leads to death, basically. And so it's quite similar-ish in the regard of sort of It Follows, you know, it's just this thing, you know, that only they could see, and then slowly going to get you. Although It Follows, I think everyone could see it at that point. But you get my drift. It reminded me of It Follows, but much better, I think, personally. There's something intrinsically scary, uneasy about the smiles that were being pulled in this film. And I know obviously it's called Smile, and you think to yourself, how can a smile be scary? But I mean, it is, and obviously you've seen the trailer, you're like, oh geez, like it's quite uneasy and nerve-wracking. It's not the most pleasant watch. But I honestly, I can't recommend this film enough. I had a really good time with it. No one in my theatre, so just a little bit of a quick peek behind the curtain. The cinema I tend to go to generally gets, you know, arseholes turn up and they're loud and they're ruckus and stuff like this. And especially these kind of films. These kind of films tend to get those teeny dipshits that turn up. And you know the sort, they take their girlfriend, they've got a gaggle of followers with them, and they're all just loud. those were here didn't utter a word because even they were transfixed with this film. Now, it's very gory. It's actually much more gory than I thought. And there's a scene with a box, if you've watched this film at a kid's party, a scene with a box at a kid's party that you'll go, oh, that's uncomfortable. But that's the best way I can describe this film. This is an uncomfortable watch. It's an uncomfortable watch. And I really like, can we call it a creature? I really like the entity design. I really like the entity design and the whole concept of it. Now, I was watching this film and I was like, oh, they're going to do, it's an allegory for trauma. Oh. And I'm watching this film and you know what? I was only half right, I guess, to a certain degree. It's not a spoiler, FYI. But I was half right. Because boy did they flip it. Wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. This film will end with you wanting more, but also not wanting to see more because it is an uncomfortable watch. I think this will go down as, I mean, currently the best horror available this year. You know, like you watch this and you will feel uncomfortable, uneasy. You'll jump a few times, things like this. I don't think you'll get the same viewing experience with Halloween Ends, right? That's not the same viewing experience. They're uncomfortable, but on a different level. This movie makes you feel very uneasy. So I think so far it's the best horror movie this year. I've not seen a better one, and I don't think we will. Not on this level. One of these films that make you feel genuinely uneasy watching it. I don't think Hellraiser will do that either, and I'm a big proponent of that film, but I don't think it'll make you feel like this. You know, this film is not going to be for everyone, but I think horror lovers should watch this film. Now, loads of people keep telling me to watch Barbarian, which I just need to quickly cover. It's not out in the UK yet, so that's why I've not watched it. So I'm comparing it. I'm not comparing this film against that because I've not seen it. But anyway, strong recommendation from me. The score was just outstanding. Sound design, sound mixing, and the editing. I cannot say enough how perfectly timed that all was. Yeah, props to the editor for putting this all together. And obviously the sound designers as well. Because, yeah, you'll feel uncomfortable watching this. I promise. I absolutely promise. And you know what makes me... It surprises me so much that Paramount can do this, which is really, really good, and then they consistently put out other garbage all the time. Stop it. Invest in smaller movies, smaller budget movies, original horrors. Let's get some more original horrors like this.